come up and address us. She has announced that she is going to seek to unseat Joe Courtney in 2014. We are all very excited about that.
Thank you, Betty and Ed. Thank you, Betty, for the great table. Appreciate that. And honored guests and fellow Republicans, good evening. On November 4th, voters in 64 towns and cities in the 2nd District will be asked if they wish to keep Joe Courtney in office for a 5th term. What do you think? No! Connecticut trails the country in economic growth, and the 2nd District trails Connecticut. That places us at the bottom of the bottom. Courtney's 4-term track record is at 93% of the time he voted to support the very policies that have us singing the blues. People are suffering. 2013 brought us another year of record foreclosures, high unemployment, increased poverty. The middle class is decimated. Mom and pop are closing shop, and investors have stopped investing. The seriousness of this present state pales in comparison to what we can expect if we lose the next 2 elections. The negative impact of Obamacare, Dodd-Frank, and Common Core, all of which Mr. Courtney voted for and funded, has yet to be realized. This year, taxpayer-funded nonprofit organizations will be mobilized to enforce compliance with Obama's new disparate impact policies in housing, in banking, in zoning, in education, and in every conceivable aspect of our once free society. Nonprofit organizations like CCSSO are charged with data mining our children and our teachers and nationalizing our education system. You would think, as member of the Workforce and Education Committee, that Mr. Courtney would have notified us that Common Core was headed our way. He simply funded it and turned his back on our children, parents, teachers, and taxpayers. Did you know that with Mr. Courtney's blessing, every town in Connecticut has been mapped and profiled according to skin color in a mandate to abolish exclusionary zoning? Sorry, but if you like your local zoning, you can't keep your local zoning, because Obama will decide what can and cannot be built in your town. If you protest, your community will be punished and penalized for being racist. Mr. Courtney has been silent as the administration he protects and supports targets and threatens the citizens in retribution or to silence them. Conservative filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza, whose documentary 2016, Obama's America, was arrested today in New York City. The definition of fascism is a regime that exalts nation and often race above the individual, and that stands for centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social regimentation, and forcible suppression of opposition. Democracy is supposed to protect the people from autocratic rulers. And we must elect political leaders who will stand for democracy and protect our Constitution. Joe Courtney has failed us. To achieve the goal of a socially engineered society, the free market must be destroyed in the name of social justice. Our Constitution, our laws, our states' rights, our local control is being methodically and systematically dismantled. This is the change Obama promised us and Mr. Courtney has delivered. Many believe that Joe Courtney is a nice guy, but his voting record has not served us well. The message I share here tonight might sound shocking, but it is the tip of the iceberg, and many of you know that this is true. You might believe that a candidate who speaks truth cannot get elected, but the candidate with the best chance of winning will speak fearlessly and with conviction, with words that penetrate and resonate with a broad spectrum of voters from all walks of life: conservatives, Democrats, libertarians, and Republicans, who in frustration, anger, and sadness share a common bond. We cannot sit back and watch the constitutional freedoms that gave generations of Americans opportunity and prosperity wither into barren ground. 2 months ago, State Central approached me to consider running against Courtney. I was asked to commit to running in 2014 and 2016. I researched the job, the obligation, and the challenge. I'm here tonight committed to set the stage I'm here tonight committed to set the stage for a viable campaign. The present state is dire. As Courtney comes to the table with a $1.2 million coffer and a well-oiled political machine. The fact is, no Republican contender can compete financially. A winning campaign cannot squander $1 of campaign contribution. Every dollar must work as 10. The geographic size of the district is daunting, but rest assured, your support and financial contribution will allow a solid congressional campaign to be targeted to reach and motivate the voters we need to swing this district red. That is possible. To succeed, we must discard failed political paradigms. We must be innovative, lean, and focused. With limited resources, we must fund an aggressive field campaign led by diverse, issue-specific campaign advisors. Your participation will make or break this mission, because this campaign, it's not about me. It is not enough that Republicans stand united. It's not enough. There aren't enough. Disgruntled Democrats, independents, urban minorities, and conservative libertarians are looking for inclusive leadership. We must have the courage and conviction to express ourselves clearly, loudly, and boldly, and they will hear our call. At the end of the day, our definition of victory in 2014 may simply be a stronger, larger, and more united party. And this is what our campaign hopes to achieve. We all want freedom from government regulation. We all want opportunity, prosperity, our constitutional rights, and privacies protected. We object to sending money to D.C. where it is wasted or used to fund nonprofit organizations that have been hired to enforce radical far-left ideology. I am here tonight because my 13-year-old son, William, and my 14-year-old daughter, Sydney, deserve to grow up in a free country. Simply put, freedom is not negotiable. I ask all of you here tonight at Grassroots East to take the first step to fund this campaign with any contribution you are able to afford. Your support of my candidacy is my motivation to succeed. Thank you, and God bless.